May 28, 2014, from the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. The Heat came into this game up 3-1, and the Pacers were facing elimination at home. The Pacers jumped out to an early lead in the first quarter as they were ahead 22-16 after one. Then in the second, the Heat took over. They tied the game on a pair of free throws from Dwyane Wade. Then Ray Allen hit a tray with a little over 8 minutes left in the half to make it 27-24. Allen then hit a deuce and then a jumper. It was 31-26. Scola then had a layup, and he hit a jumper of his own to bring the score within 3 as the Heat were up 31-28 at that point. Then moments later, the game would go to halftime. It was actually 42-33 would be the score after Ray Allen hit a tray with 15 seconds left before the halftime. So the Heat were in the lead by 9 points at halftime. And at the start of the second half, Roy Hibbert hit a layup. The Pacers would go on to outscore the Heat by double in the quarter. And after the end of the third, the score was 64-57 after Paul George ended the quarter with a tray, and the Pacers were now in the lead by 7 points. They went on to control the game in the fourth quarter as they held their lead pretty tight. Dwyane Wade did hit a big tray just under 8 minutes left in the game to make it a 6-point game. Then LeBron James went to the line. He had 3 foul shots to shoot. He only made 2 of them, but he made it a 4-point game. And then D. Wade drove the lane, and he put it in to make it a 2-point game. It's 77-75 with 6.5 minutes left to play. Of course, Paul George then responded with a deuce to push it back to a 4-point game at 79-75. But then D. Wade made it a 1-point game at 79-78 with 5 minutes left when he hit a tray. So things were tight in this game, and things were tight in the fourth quarter. But then with less than a minute left, Paul George hit a huge tray to make it 91-87 as he gave the Pacers a 4-point lead. Rashad Lewis, who started in this game, he ended up hitting a tray with just 16 seconds left on the clock to make it a 1-point game at 91-90. Then we had a little bit of controversy as the Pacers were going to inbound the ball. Scola tried to inbound it. Shane Battier and Paul George were going to get the ball. And then it was a matter of question of if the ball had went out on Paul George or on Battier. They brought it to review, and the officials called it in favor of the Pacers, that it was Pacers ball. I'd have to agree with it. If you see the play, you kind of have to give it to the Pacers. Neither player ever had possession. It kind of went off both of them. So the Pacers ended up going to inbound it. Then on the next inbound, there was a foul called on Battier. Paul George went to the free throw line, and he missed the free throw. So it was still just a 1-point lead. Then David West ended up going to the line as he got fouled from Chris Bosh. He hit the first shot, but he missed the second. So now with 92-90 Pacers. So now the Heat had the ball. Then Chris Bosh ended up missing a tray. The Pacers got the rebound, and then they ended up getting fouled. David West got fouled with 1 second left. He hit another shot. It's 93-90. That was the final score. And the Pacers survive, and they hold on to force Game 6 back in Miami. For the Miami Heat in this game, the leading scorer was Chris Bosh. He had 20 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. So he had a double-double. Rashad Lewis actually had 18 points, 4 rebounds. And D. Wade had 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. LeBron James only put up 7 points in this game. Ray Allen actually had 15 off the bench. For the Indiana Pacers, they were 1 point shy of having all 5 starters score in double digits, as George Hill scored 9 points, had 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Paul George was the leading scorer for the Pacers with 37 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 steals. Hibbert had a double-double with 10 points, 13 boards, 2 assists, and a block. David West had 19 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block, so he's 1 board shy of the double-double. And Lance Stevens had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. And coming off the bench, Scola had 6 points, 4 boards, and an assist. So the Pacers somehow, someway, eke out the victory in Indiana, and they force Game 6 back in Miami. And that will be played on Friday. I believe that'll be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.